The marble floors of Sterling Bank gleamed beneath Elias Thorne's polished shoes. The atmosphere inside was sterile. Clean, yes, but without warmth. Behind the counter, Brenda barely glanced at him before looking away with thinly veiled disdain. He offered his bank card with quiet confidence. Brenda didn't take it. She flicked her pen toward the glass, gesturing without words. When he didn't react immediately, she sighed. "Put it down," she muttered. Elias placed the card gently, refusing to show irritation. She looked him up and down. "What's the purpose of your visit?" "Wire transfer. High-value transaction. Account verification." Her fingers tapped the keys slowly, as if each stroke cost her effort. "You'll need management approval." Elias nodded. Brenda disappeared, leaving him waiting. The silence around him buzzed with unspoken judgment. A man in khakis approached the next window without an appointment. Brenda reappeared instantly, her voice sugar-sweet. "Mr. Collins, so good to see you again." Elias was invisible again. Minutes passed. A man in a navy blazer stepped out from the offices. Dale, the floor manager. He approached Elias with the practiced smile of someone trained to say no politely. "Sir," he began, "we've reviewed your request, but due to certain portfolio restrictions, we'll need to route this through another branch." "I've had this account for 12 years, Elias said calmly. "I've done this transaction before." "Policies change," Dale replied. "You understand, I'm sure." Elias didn't flinch. "I'd like documentation of the policy you're citing." Dale smiled tighter now. "That's handled at corporate. You're welcome to file an inquiry." Brenda chuckled softly. We'll try the ATM." Elias left, but 5 minutes later he returned. His movements were steady, not aggressive, more calculated than before. Brenda noticed and whispered something to Dale. Dale straightened and walked over again. "You're back." Elias nodded. "Same request." "Sir," Dale said, louder this time, "you were informed this isn't the right branch." "I have business here," Elias answered. "I'm next in the queue." Brenda smirked. "That display's broken. It was working before. We override it when needed." A hush fell across the lobby. The receptionist avoided eye contact. Customers shifted uncomfortably. Dale stepped closer. "Let's not make this more difficult." "I'm not," Elias said. "I'm waiting." Brenda leaned forward. "Look, some people just think dressing nice gets them VIP treatment." Elias's face stayed composed. "I'm not asking for treatment. I'm asking for service." Another man walked in, rumpled, balding, carrying a briefcase with a broken zipper. Brenda lit up again. "Mr. Collins, your suite's ready." Elias watched as she escorted him past the velvet rope. "Concierge clients," Dale explained, "are given priority." "I see." Dale added, "Maybe you'd be more comfortable at our downtown branch." Elias stared at the etched glass behind the counter. Integrity. Equity. Service. He stepped aside, but didn't leave. Then, without a word, he approached again. Brenda scowled. "Seriously? I'm next." "You've been warned." "By whom?" Dale returned. "Enough. You're disrupting operations." Elias turned to him. "Disruption implies disorder." "I've done nothing wrong." Brenda waved to the security camera. "You want us to make a call?" Elias didn't blink. He stepped to the touch screen, typed his code. "Beep, beep, beep." Brenda whispered, "3 tries and you're locked out." Elias pressed confirm. The system accepted the request. Brenda's smile vanished. Dale leaned in. "That code shouldn't work." "I told you," Elias replied. "This is my account." Dale stared at him for a long moment. "Wait here." Elias nodded once. As Dale walked off, Brenda muttered, "Let's see what story he spins next." The lobby held its breath. Elias stood alone, still waiting. The polished marble floors of Sterling Bank reflected Elias Thorne's steady footsteps, each tap echoing like a challenge. The lobby was tense, the air heavy with silent judgment. Brenda's eyes snapped toward him, filled with thinly veiled contempt. The cold fluorescent lights cast sharp shadows across her smug smile. Elias moved toward the counter with calm precision, producing his bank card. Brenda ignored the card, flicking her pen against the glass like it were a nuisance. "What's your business here?" she asked, voice syrupy but edged with malice. "A wire transfer," Elias replied evenly. High value. Account verification. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard, typing slowly, deliberately. You'll need management approval. You understand policy, right? Elias nodded, not flinching at the subtle insult. Brenda disappeared beyond the glass partition, leaving him in a bubble of growing scrutiny. The murmurs of other customers swelled, some curious, some amused. Dale, the floor manager, soon approached. His confident smile didn't reach his eyes. Sir, he said with practiced politeness, your transaction requires review at another branch. This location can't process it. Elias's jaw tightened. I've banked here 12 years. I know the policies. I want documentation. Dale's smile became thinner. Corporate policies evolve, Mr. Thorne. I'm sure you understand. Brenda snickered softly from behind her desk. We'll try the ATM. Elias left quietly, but returned 5 minutes later. This time, his approach held quiet resolve. Brenda exchanged a glance with Dale, who straightened his posture. You're back, Dale remarked with forced patience. I am, Elias said, voice steady. Same request. I'm next in the queue. Brenda smirked. The queue's broken. We override it for VIP clients. Elias's eyes flicked toward the digital display above. His number blinked as active. Brenda rolled her eyes. Branch discretion, she said, venom dripping from her words. Mr. Collins gets priority. Elias met Dale's gaze. This is my account and my transaction. I deserve to be served. Step aside, please, Dale commanded, voice sharper. This area is for privileged clients. Elias's voice lowered but sharpened. Privilege isn't earned by skin color or suit brand. Whispers fluttered through the lobby like uneasy birds. Brenda's smirk deepened. Suddenly, a young security guard appeared near the VIP corridor entrance, scanning Elias with wary eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, Dale announced, please remain patient. We're addressing some discrepancies and customer verification issues. The word discrepancies hit Elias like a slap, marking him not just a nuisance but a threat. Nearby, a man waiting for a loan consultation quietly left the room, unwilling to witness the brewing storm, but Elias's breath was calm but weighted with determination. The polished floor seemed to shift beneath his feet, as if recognizing the gravity of his stance. Brenda leaned forward, her voice loud and mocking. Pretending makes you important? Wearing a cheap tie doesn't change your balance. A few chuckles rose. Elias's fingers clenched in control, his expression unyielding. Nate, nervous in turn, stepped forward hesitantly. Sir, may I help you? He asked softly. Elias handed over the same forms, the same ID, his tone unchanged mid-verification. Dale's sharp voice cut through. Nate, step back. You're exceeding your clearance. Nate recoiled, guilt and fear washing over his face. Dale's eyes locked on Elias. Only authorized managers handle senior portfolios. He tapped the keyboard, pulling up a fabricated alert. Account locked due to identity verification pending. Elias's eyes narrowed. This was no error. It was a setup. Behind the scenes, Carlos, the IT technician, received a covert command flagged urgent. The instruction, freeze account 1405X immediately. No client notification. Carlos hesitated but complied. The system flashed ARC-29, identity verification pending. Meaningless code, but catastrophic consequences. Brenda smiled triumphantly. System doesn't lie. Elias's gaze flicked between screens, noticing Nate's uneasy glances and Dale's stiff posture. You saw it approved earlier, right? Elias whispered to Nate. Nate's eyes darted away. I'm not authorized to speak. Dale barked. Interns observe only. No statements. Elias exhaled slowly, defeated in form but burning with silent rage. Security guard arms folded near the elevator. The receptionist pressed a discreet button, signaling hold for review. Elias was officially a customer of concern. Nate edged closer, voice trembling. Maybe come back tomorrow, sir. Elias said nothing. He turned, stepping back into the cold lobby air. But then, determination hardened. He strode forward again, breaking the invisible barrier. Brenda laughed openly. always the loudest with the cheapest suit. Her words stung, but Elias ignored the sting. Who walks in here thinking a tie changes the system? She taunted, waving to a janitor to clean a nearby glass panel. Someone's fingerprints all over this glass. Guess they're trying too hard to read what's beyond their reach. The janitor nodded, sweeping deliberately. Elias closed his eyes briefly. When he opened them, Dale approached, his mask firmly in place. "Mr. Thorne," Dale said smoothly, "our system flags your profile. Today is not the day for high-value transactions. Maybe consider another branch." Elias's voice was cold steel. "I'll complete my transaction here. This is my bank." Dale smiled thinly. "We reserve the right to prioritize clientele." Suddenly, the lobby's heavy atmosphere snapped. A man in a dark suit strode through the double doors. A regional manager. The room hushed. Brenda's smile faltered. The manager's gaze pierced the tense air. "Mr. Thorne," he began, voice firm but fair, "I've been briefed on this situation." Dale stepped back, shrinking. "This bank prides itself on integrity," the manager continued. "If any policies have been misapplied or prejudices displayed, they will be addressed." He turned to Elias. "Your transaction will proceed immediately." Relief washed over Elias. Mingled with quiet vindication that Brenda's face paled, Dale's posture crumbled. The regional manager's words were a promise. Justice, service, equity, not just slogans etched in glass. Elias completed the wire transfer, watched closely but fairly as he walked out. The weight on his shoulders lightened. Outside, the city buzzed on, unaware of battles fought behind sterile bank walls. But Elias knew this was just the beginning. Because change, like justice, is rarely swift, but always worth a fight.